Hello and welcome to the autopsy bench. In the land of Land Rover diffs, this pretty much is the golden chalice. This is a super long nose 4.88 to 1 Series 180-inch diff from around about the 1948 to early 1949 mark. After that point they went shorter and went to a 4.7 ratio. This bit here is the bit that gives it its name of the super long nose, as you can see. And what we're hoping is that we can restore this and make it live again, make it look as good as new, which will be a lot of work. We want to try and save as much as we can of the unit. Much of this will be going through our ultrasonic cleaner and our cleaning tanks and polishing and seeing what we can bring back. We want to try and save everything we can where we can, so it's as original as we possibly can get. The quality of these is quite unbelievable, and what you'll find is some oddball things. So although the crown wheel here is held on with bolts from one side, there's a nut on there, so it's got a bolt and a nut, and that is actually a pin which is beautifully tapered and is actually a polished pin, so it actually locates the crown wheel and pinion. We're hoping that with some serious time and cleaning we can bring the crown wheel back, because although you can get a new one, they're about £900 for a crown wheel. The inside gears, again, the same. We're hoping we can save that, but we've actually got packets of brand new gears which will fit in there if need be, and also the shim packs. And that's it in all its glory. There it goes. It's a lot of work, and it's probably a labour of love, because although it will be very expensive when it is finally finished, it's also very rare, so it carries that premium tag. But in terms of the labour that this is going to soak up and the parts costs alone, it's not a profit-making thing to do. But hell, we're going to do it because I just want to. Always wanted to work on one of these for myself. So at some point you'll be listening to this video, and the video will show you from now on what we've done to it and what it looks like now. And that's going to be a long time coming. So here's part one of the video. Part two is as we start taking it apart. Some considerable time later, holding breath with squeaking bolts and things that we prayed would come undone, you're looking at the guts of the diff. It's all come out. We've shoved it through the ultrasonic cleaner just the once. It's going to go in 2 or 3 times more, and then we're going to start putting it through the polishing machine when we've checked everything out. But in actual fact, the gears are in, pretty good condition. They could do with a bloody good clean-up, but they'll come up really well, I think, with a bit of love. Yeah, the adjuster rings, it's had a broken half shaft. I'm going to have to go for a refund because this is all burred over, so at some point it's broken. These tabs, we got to sort these out, and because you can't get them. So a lot of this stuff we got to make it look better. Casing wise, the casing is now completely apart, and as you can see, just with a quick little cleanup, it was red on the inside. So this casing, we're going to put it through the ultrasonic, get it a bit cleaner, and then I'm going to take it and have it stove enamel painted on the inside, and stove enamel blacked on the outside in the correct places, which we know where those are. And then there's the centre itself. The centre itself now is completely apart. We've taken all the gears out and given it a little rub, and yes, that was painted red as well, so that's going to be re-stove enameled. This hasn't really been through the ultrasonic yet, get the old bearings off, but this will be stove enameled inside and out, so it's exactly as it was when it left the factory. But as you can see, there's a little bit of the red paint. Labour of love moves onwards. Condition wise, it's pretty damn good. It's actually had oil in it, so in here there's no ridges. It's actually quite a smooth surface, as you can see. With a load of work, I think this will clean up and go again. Crown wheel, well, that's been in the ultrasonic now for about 10 hours, and each time we fish it out it's getting a bit better. We're going to leave it in for another 10 hours or more and change the fluid and see what that comes up like. Same with the pinion. That's also in for a deep bath after about 80 years of being abused. So we will return when things are a bit cleaner. Well, we spent quite a long time on this crown wheel. We're desperately trying to save it. This has had about 5 or 6 goes through the ultrasonic. The carbon and dirt and stuff is coming off. We got some sort of rusty marks on here, which may come off with a bit more cleaning, and see if we can't just make it that little bit better than what we've done already. Well, I think the front bearing we can all agree has had it. This is a very rare item. There are about 3 different types, and this type has taken a huge amount of research to find. Couldn't get a Timken, it's just not available. We found a very nice, again, new old stock. We seem to be specialising in new old stock. SKF double roller bearing. Thank you very much. That will do nicely. Another bit of the jigsaw sorted. Those are really difficult to find and bloody expensive. I'm not going to tell you how much because it's frightening me still. After a ridiculous amount of labour and cleaning and whatever, we have one centre refurbished, painted, ready to go inside and out. These shims, which are incredibly difficult to get hold of, one was disintegrated, this one isn't much better, but we've got hundreds, all the different sizes we carry in stock. So it's having 2 brand new, very old stock. Hang on a second. As in very, very old stock. These are the original thrust washers in the original packaging. These are actually dated 1952, brand new packets. We've got a couple of thousand of these now. So they'll be going in. What's lovely is the quality of the metal. When you put it through the cleaning machine, it comes up really, really well. This is the special adjuster. That was red rust. That's come up beautifully. And things like the front nose cone, you know, that's mirror finished again. It's come up beautifully. And the gears, which are original 48 gears, they've come back really, really well, as has the crown wheel. So we're going to put this together in a minute. The side gears have come up really well. Oil holes, all lovely quality stuff. We've put all the original bolts through the polisher, so they're all ready to rock and roll. And we've got the special bolts that go through the crown wheel with the nut on. They've all been through the polisher as well. And then the nose cone bolts, these are the originals again. So you're looking at pretty much everything's original there, including the front end. And we've got the original ears, original cross shaft, and the tabs we're going to reuse. These have been through the polisher, so they've come up really well. So the next job is put the centre together. Yeah, it's looking quite nice. All back together, new shims. Yeah, it's going to be a lovely diff. And yes, that is the old crown wheel. This has spent an inordinate length of time in both the ultrasonic cleaner and in the polishing machine, and we're going to go with this again because they're £900. It has some pitting on it. I'm not surprised, it's nearly 80 years old, and it's got no rust on it now, and that's the important thing. I don't think this is going to do many miles, so hopefully if it's quiet we'll have salvaged it. Time will tell. So with our special tool we'll put the new bearings on, and these are all nicely locked into position. There's the 2 special bolts, and there's all the early lock tabs. That's one bearing, and there's the other one on the other side, and these are the special bolts there and there. So that's a bolt, and that's a bolt going through with a nut on the other side that's ground and tapered to fit. It's looking a lot happier than it was when it came in. So this is completely different to any other diff. This is the tail housing. This tail housing actually holds the bearing in place, and then this lot slides into the top of the casing, and you have to shim it underneath here with various shims to get it all correct, and that's how you do it. So I've got to press in a very expensive bearing into that, but at least it's clean. Look, we have a nice big press. So that's that in without too much drama. Wouldn't want to bugger that up, the cost of it. So now we have it all painted up, and we're just cleaning out the threads. And the pinion height is actually set by shims, not like a normal one. We use these shims, which are incredibly thin, and you have to get the measurement dead right. So fingers crossed. We've got big box of shims. We think these are the right ones. So with a bit of luck, we got the right shims in there now. Going down. I don't know how many people have got a diff height block ground go no go block for a 1948-49 Land Rover, but we have. That fits into there, and then to check you got your pinion height right, you have a specially ground block which goes in there, which is ground to be a perfect fit, and it is. I think, hurrah, but we'll know shortly. Go on. And there we go, all done and dusted. It's actually quite quiet. All lock wired in, and pretty much about as original as we can make it. So the top here is unusual. This is the super long nose. There is no dust shield. We have a new genuine seal and a new genuine dry flange, new lock tabs, original bolts, all the shims top and bottom, and all done, dusted and ready for its next owner. And I must admit, I'm pretty pleased. We're going to get that out of the clamp now and put it on the bench, but it's actually very quiet. That'll do me very nicely, thank you very much. That gear set is as quiet as a mouse in there, absolutely beautiful. And on the outside, I'll settle for that as well. And it's really nice, really smooth. Very happy with that. Out of the clamp you come, little girl. You're done. So there we go. A early 1948 stroke early 49 Series 180 inch super long nose diff. That's the super long nose bit that identifies it. There is no dust shield, that's as they are. Pretty much as original as we can get it. New genuine dry flange, Newcastle nut, new split pin, new seal. That's been repolished, all the bolts are original, new genuine lock tabs are on there, reused the brass bung, put a new crush washer behind it. Casing has had an immense amount of cleaning and it's been repainted. We've reused pretty much all the insides, the adjuster ring's been cleaned, the ears been cleaned, even the split pins are original bolts repolished. The inside, the gears have been polished, new thrust washers behind it, painted inside now, crown wheels been repolished as well. Basically this is as about original as we can get. All the original crown wheel bolts, original locking tabs, all repolished, ready to rock and roll. It will be available on the website for sale. It won't be cheap, but on the other hand, they're as rare as they come. Very pleased with this. It's quiet, all new bearings, ready to rock and roll, and will be a centerpiece, hopefully if it doesn't sell, at our next show, because very few people have seen these. Hope you enjoyed the video. We can do this to your Series Diff as well if you want. Bye for now.
Get a gang of musical shops, make them play in different clubs. When you get your order, you've got hot jazz pie. They don't use a ladle or pot, but they cook a rhythm that's hot. When they're done, believe it or not, it's jazz pie.